Meditations on URL, IRL. The internet used to be a place we wanted to escape to. Now it's one we want to escape from. Lately, I've found myself preoccupied with thoughts on how the internet has evolved in the time that I've been on it. Picture this. My first foray into the online world was through my dad's computer, a bulky and rather unsightly thing with its own designated room in the home. It was a balmy, sun-drenched Pampanga afternoon, and I was 12 years old. I was visiting Michelle Branch's website after seeing the URL on the cassette tape jacket of the spirit room. This seemingly inconsequential memory stuck with me because of how rapidly my relationship with the internet has evolved since, at first for better and then for worse. Last month, I had the pleasure of hosting one of my longest friends when he came to visit Scotland. We reminisced about our high school days, cracking jokes at how I barely attended any of the parties back then because I'd preferred to stay at home and be on the computer. The computer in question was the same monstrosity of a device that I used to visit Michelle Branch's website 3 years prior, except at this point I was spending most of my time on message boards devoted to the band My Chemical Romance. Thus began my experience of the internet as a tool for finding people with similar interests. This was the online world that I recalled with the most fondness, one where everyone had a blog they decorated themselves with the rudimentary knowledge of CSS. It was silly, messy, and fun, incidentally a great reflection of what I was like at that age. I think I tend to feel the most nostalgia for this version of the internet because I felt it was conducive for the things that I hold dear: creativity and community building. It was an internet that fostered connection. The other day, my partner was telling me about how he uninstalled most of the social media apps on his phone. He did this because he felt like he was wasting too much time scrolling and instead wanted to devote his time to the things in life that truly mattered to him. It was a beautiful and interesting sentiment, and it made me reflect on my own online habits. While I am pleased to say that I'm no longer the kind of person who wastes a lot of time online, I do feel that the little time I spend on social media specifically has been extremely damaging to how I perceive and react to the world. I find myself wanting to address problems via consumerism as a first resort, even entertaining the idea of buying a dumb phone in an attempt to change my habits. I've also developed what I believe is an incredibly warped perspective on the world around me, believing that people either shared all of my views or that they wanted to harm me with no room in between. The latter is especially damaging and is a direct result of a constant exposure to an algorithm that pushes me to stay engaged using a mixture of positive content and rage baiting. The algorithms that are touted as a way to curate your online experience are actually facilitating a fragmentation of society in real time, forcing us into niches that we're made to think are a reflection of society at large. Social media demands constant performance and personal branding, ironically flattening our identities under the guise of celebrating individualism. We think monoculture is dead, but really there's more of it than ever. The internet is a landscape of detached attachment, a home to thousands of monocultures that never meaningfully interact with each other. There's something darkly amusing about the fact that I'm airing these concerns and grievances online, but I don't want anyone to get the idea that I intend to address this through some monkishly extreme methods. The fact is, I do need to be online in some capacity. I am, after all, a digital analyst and diasporic person whose loved ones are spread out across different countries. But I want there to be intentionality to how I use the internet. I want to put in the work of reaching out to the people I love and asking how they are, not just rely on their social media updates. I want to give careful thought to the things I plan on writing about, which is why I sat and contemplated on this subject for as long as I did. Hell, I even whipped out my laptop to write this post, something I've rarely done since getting a smartphone. Which is all to say that if you are a friend and you suddenly find me messaging you more, sending you photos, articles, or simply asking how your day is going, know that this is me attempting to get that sense of connection back.